Peace. It's your boy Herb Smith of Get Your Mind Right, Get Focused with another video. In this video, I want to talk about negative conversations, negative talk. And I want to encourage you to stop with all of the negative talking, the negative conversations, the negative thoughts, the negative feelings, including the negative emotions that you have from time to time. Now, I know that it's hard because a lot of times we don't even realize when we're being negative. But this is where you need to become consciously aware of your actions, your thoughts, feelings, and emotions. And not just on how you act, but how you react to things as well. And why do I say this? Because it plays a very important part in your success, in your growing, and your achieving whatever it is that you're going after in life. You see, whatever it is that you put out into the universe, you're going to get that back. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You are going to get it back. You think about something as simple as just a regular conversation with someone, and the conversation is just negative. All you're talking about is what you can't stand, what gets on your nerves, what you hate, what you don't like. And then the other person chimes in and they're telling you the same thing, what they don't like, what they can't stand, what gets on their nerves, what makes them feel certain ways. What is that? You just gave out negative energy, and what did you do? You received back negative energy. Why? Because this is what's taking place. In turn, if you were talking about something positive and you were talking about something uplifting, something good, giving out good energy, if you were talking about what you're accomplishing, what you're striving for, what you're working after, then what would that person in turn do? They'll start talking about what it is that they're doing, what they're trying to accomplish, what they're trying to achieve. And if they're not trying to, then they would sit and talk about, they would congratulate you. They would say, that's what's up. You keep doing your thing. I'm so proud of you. You're getting back positive energy. Now, let's say you're a positive person trying to hold a positive conversation with a negative person. And you're sitting there telling them how good you're doing and what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go in life. And they're sitting there telling you, you can't do that. That'll never happen. Oh, I tried that, or such and such tried that, and they wasn't able to do it. What makes you think you can do it? So when you have a situation like that, what do? Number one, you see it for what it's worth. You see it for what it is. And then you deal with it accordingly. You don't hold on to that negative energy, because all that is the devil being busy. That's all. Not saying that that individual is a devil, but definitely sent by the devil. That's the devil's advocate. So therefore they sent by the devil to throw you off your game. And if you're already a negative person, you'll fall for it. You'll definitely fall for it. You'll say, oh man, you know what? They said I couldn't do that. They said it was impossible. They said such and such tried it and they didn't do it. So they're right. What makes me think I can do it? And the only way that that can happen is if you were already feeling that way about yourself. This is why it's essential for you to stop with the negative thoughts, negative feelings, negative emotions, negative ways, because it makes it too easy for negativity to creep up in there. But when you're on a positive note and you're constantly striving to be the best version of yourself, and you're staying positive and only putting out positive energy into the universe, when that negative energy comes around and those people start playing the devil's advocate, you just shake it off. It won't even matter. It won't even faze you, because you'll see it for what it is and you'll know to deal with it accordingly. Psst, get that up out of here. You don't even have to say it. It's just automatic. It becomes second nature. So you want to strive to be the best version of yourself? Then the first thing is to work on yourself. Work on your attitude. Work on your feelings, your emotions. Work on your thoughts. Work on how you act and how you react to things. It all plays an important role in your success. You're going to always have negative people that's going to come around try and throw you off. That's not ever going to stop. It's not going to end. It's not going to go nowhere. It could be a person who you admire, who you look up to, who you think would be a great mentor for you. All because you see them doing something or in a position where you want to be, doing something that you want to do. So you would love to get next to them. And then once you do, they turn out to be a negative person. You see, it doesn't mean that the higher you climb, the higher you get, the more positive people are going to get. And in fact, you may find it to be more challenging. You may find it to be a little more rough. You may find yourself to be lonely. You may find yourself wishing that you were back where you started. They say it's lonely at the top. And why is that? Because not everybody's willing to do what you're willing to do. It's only a select few. Not everybody wants to be the best version of themselves. They're just happy with where they are. So as you start growing, the people that you're around start falling off. And you start losing sight of them because your sight is on something else greater and better. And then your circle starts thinning out. You start finding yourself spending more time with your own self, by yourself. You'll come across those other positive people who will give you that positive energy back that you're putting out. But what happens when you come across that person that's been climbing that ladder as well, and they try and knock you off your ladder? You don't have that same support system. And that support, because that support system you realize was negative. All those people that was around you, all those people who was in your ear and just talking about nothing. You don't have none of that no more. See, when you was down at the bottom, and whenever you had a problem, you can go and you can talk with your peoples about your problems, and everybody chimes in about their problems, and we all just feel good because I'm not the only one going through something. But then when you start climbing that ladder and things are going well for you and better, those people are not there with you anymore. And you don't have a whole bunch of people around you, you'll find. And then you'll come across that other person that's high up on the ladder, and they start throwing negative energy at you, throwing shade, trying to knock you down. You don't have anyone to really just go and talk to. This is why it's so important to start working on yourself. And this is why it's so important to stop dealing with negative energy and only deal with positive energy, so that when you get that big blow, it doesn't have as strong of an impact. See, when you're on the bottom, you can get all those hits. You're used to getting hits. You're not used to anything good really happening. In fact, when something good does happen, you question it. You doubt it because you can't. It's hard to believe that something good happened to me. All I'm used to is negativity. All I'm used to is bad things. I'm not used to anything happening in my favor. So therefore, getting hit at the bottom is nothing. But when you climbing up that ladder and you starting to reach higher heights, getting hit is something. Because you feel like you have something to lose. You feel like you worked so hard to get here. You feel like you've gained so much. You feel like you can't afford to take a hit. That's why it's important to build up that positive energy. It's like an armor. It keeps you strong. It keeps you going. And one thing to look at is how far you've come. Everything you've been through to get here. If I could go through that, I can go through this. There were those times when I thought, how am I going to get through this? This is it. I'm done. I can't make it. And you made it. Huh? How many times you feel like throwing in a towel? You just knew this was it. Lights out. And you made it. This is why I say, how bad do you want it? What are you willing to go through? What are you willing to put up with? Of course, none of us want to go through anything. None of us really want to put up with anything, but you're going to. It doesn't matter if you're a negative person or you're a positive person. You're going to go through something. You're always going through something. We're always going to go through something. There's no way around it. So you have to ask yourself, how bad do you want it? I had to ask myself, how bad do I want it? What am I willing to go through? And I had to make a decision. I'm willing to go through whatever it takes to get here, as long as I don't hurt anyone else and I don't hurt myself and I don't allow anyone else to hurt me. Because believe me, there are going to be those who are going to try and hurt you. People who you really value the opinion of, people who you trusted, people who you look up to. They're going to hurt your feelings at one point or another. So you have to have thick skin. You have to have strong armor. And your strong armor is your faith, your belief, your positivity. You didn't come this far to not make it. Think about it. You didn't come this far to not make it. You mean to tell me that you put up with everything that you've put up with to this point, to now turn back, to give up, to throw in the towel? You came this far. You put up with everything that you put up with. You sacrificed all the things that you've sacrificed. You've dealt with everything that you've dealt with to now give up and turn back? No. You got this. You can do this. You've been doing it. So just keep on keeping on. That's all. Keep on keeping on. Pay attention to the light at the end of the tunnel. There's sunshine throughout all this rain, throughout all this trials and tribulations, throughout all the turmoil. There's sunshine at the end of all of this. But you have to be willing to go through it. You have to be willing to deal with whatever it is that you're dealing with in order to get to the other end. When the going gets tough, the tough gets going. So be tough in your travels. Be tough throughout your journey. Stay focused. Get your mind in the right place at the right time. And stay focused. Anyone who is trying to knock you off your plateau, they're doing their job. That's all. People who come and talk negative to you, they doing their job. That's all. You do your job. You do your job, and you do your job well. Make them haters look at you and be like, dang. And then make them believers. And if they choose not to believe, that's okay too. Because it's not your job to make them believe. It's your job to do what you do and be the best at it. And you'll be surprised at how many people turn around and be like, I didn't believe at first, but I see you made me a believer. And they still may not be willing to be the best version of themselves or do anything to better themselves. And that's okay, because you're not living this life for anyone else. You're living this life for you. And they have to live their life for themselves. So that's why I say, stop with the negative talk. Strive to be a positive individual. Strive to be the best version of yourself. Always be willing to give. Always be willing to share. As long as it doesn't harm you and it doesn't harm anyone else. Because you have to be careful. You have those people who would take from you with ill intentions. So you can't just give to anyone. You can't just share with anyone. But don't be hesitant to share and don't be hesitant to give. The more awake you become, the more consciously aware you become, the more you will be able to see the difference between that which is and that which is not. Who is worthy and who is not worthy. Now, when I say worthy, one might say, who are you to judge who is worthy and who is not worthy? I'm glad you asked. I am me. I'm myself. I'm my own individual, my own entity. That's who I am. I'm the protector and the guider of my own self. I was given this at birth. When I was brought onto this physical plane to go through this physical experience, to figure out what it is what my purpose is, and to live out that purpose. I am the protector and the guider of my spirit. I am that I am. That's who I am. And if I don't feel that you're worthy to be within my presence, within my circle, within my space, it is my God-given right to dismiss you. It is my God-given right to not converse with you. It is my God-given right to not take up space or break bread with you, because we are not that of the same. And I am consciously aware of that. And you are the same. You must realize the same for yourself. You must recognize that you have value and that you have worth, and that you must live up to it to the fullest extent of your being. Don't let no one take that from you. Don't let no one dim that light on you. Don't let no one try and tell you otherwise. Because if they do, then that's a person who's trying to kill you. They're not trying to add on. They're just trying to take away. And what they're trying to take away is your life, your spirit, your joy, your glory, your peace of mind, your happiness. Recognize that which is and that which is not. Stop with the negative talk. Figure out what your purpose is and strive to be the best at it at all times. Don't let nobody take what's been given to you, because it's yours. This is your life. It's not anyone else's. It's yours. And it's a gift to you. Enjoy it. Be the best at it. And spread nothing but love, peace, and happiness. And that's it. Peace. It's your boy Herb Smith, and as always, it's time to get your mind right and get focused.